All right, welcome back. It's time for us to get into some communities and find out what's going on there as far as the various conversations on the ground are concerned. We're going to Oforikrom this morning. Oforikrom municipality is in the Ashanti region, and we want to hear from you, especially if you live in the Ashanti region and you know about this particular location, the Oforikrom municipality, and the challenges that are going on there. There's a bridge, you know. Well, let's even broaden the conversation first by talking about the angst and the annoyance of the people within the Oforikrom municipality. They are upset because the MP and the MCE, according to them, are basically not working and not doing what they should be doing. One has lost their life, and there's a bridge that caused the death, you know, of a citizen, a 50-year-old lady. And they are not happy because they feel that after this thing has happened, there should have been some kind of activity that shows that you care about our well-being, and somehow it's not happening. Now, I just want us to talk broadly before we take a look at this report about across the nation, the issue of leadership and let me say the lack of it. You know, we see in different places, in different spaces. Remember, we're having this conversation a couple of weeks ago about the challenges in the area called Anyanyui, where there was a bridge, a little 4-year-old had lost their life. The MP in that situation had actually made moves to try and get things sorted out, but those at the level who could have solved the problem just weren't seeing it as something that was urgent to act on quickly, and so on.
Yeah, you know, up till now, I'm still struggling, you know, to understand why, as a people, we always wait for the unfortunate to happen before you see people run around trying to find solutions. But we all see the problem before it gets to that level. But nobody seems to be bothered about it. Look, we are all here now. The conversation on flooding is no more because it's not started raining.
It's not raining.
And so now we are talking about other things when we know that the rains will come.
They will come.
How are we prepping ourselves towards this? Look, when the rains came, the whole conversation was on rain, and rightfully so, because that is what was happening. Nobody spoke about Hamatan. Nobody spoke about bush burning. Nobody talked about fires. And we waited for it to come. Now look at the number of fires that we are recording, and then we are being told that, oh, we don't have enough fire tenders, we don't have water, we don't have this, we don't have that. But we knew that it would come. Look, when you see a bridge, that is a death trap. I don't think that we need engineers to come and tell us that, look, this can kill somebody. We all see it. We all use the bridge. We know it is dangerous. We are sitting on a time bomb, but nobody seems to do anything about it until something happens, until someone dies. And then we rush to the areas to, set committees whose findings we even never get to see. And then we go there, organize press conferences, give beautiful sound bites, and that is where it ends. But somebody has lost a breadwinner, somebody has lost a child, somebody has lost a family member. Why are we doing that? Look, we are in a country where we see how other people are being treated. Look, there's been an accident that people were airlifted because they are more Ghanaian than others. Is the life of the person in Oforikrom not as important as an MP? Is the life of the child who died in Volta region not as important as the MP's child, as the minister's child, as a government appointee's child who sits at the back of his father or his mother's V8 and a driver takes them to school? The least we could do for other people like this is to construct the bridge. We are not saying give V8s to everybody. We are not saying that let drivers come and pick them to school. But give them a safe passage to school. Let them be able to use the road with businesses.
They can walk safely.
Safely, that's what we are asking for. Look, we are not saying that, yes, we know that the way the world is structured, the way things are, we all can have access to the same things. You get it. But we can make life a bit easier, a bit comfortable for less privileged people. Why do I have to get up, going to work, you know, going to the market, going to school, doing stuff, paying taxes.
Yeah.
And then every morning as I get up, I'm afraid that I might not come back home safely because of the bridge I'm using, because of the road I'm using. Why must it be so?
Yeah. And as we take the report, one of the things I want you to consider is our misplaced priorities. And I'll just take one point on this: how that when you go to Europe, you find that the Minister of Finance is on the same train as you are.
On a bicycle.
Going to work. The Minister of Finance is also catching a train to go to work.
In our country.
And the budget, the expenditure, the government spend on ministers is reasonable, so that the people don't feel as if you are spending so much on these people and claiming you don't have money. That logic doesn't happen in Europe.
Is it not strange that we who claim we don't have money, we who will go to these people for money, we come back and act like we are the rich people, and they are rather the poor ones? It just doesn't make sense, you know. And I think that in our part of the country, the disconnect between leaders and what is really happening on the ground is too wide.
It's too wide. It's too wide. Let's take a look at this report. We'll come back and delve further into the conversations.
In June 2021, 50-year-old Akosia Dufie met her untimely death after she got drowned in her attempt to cross a dilapidated bridge at Citi within the Oforikrom municipality of the Ashanti region. Residents say despite numerous appeals to authorities, urgent measures have not been taken to fix the bridge. It is on the back of this and many other concerns that the residents embarked on a demonstration on Saturday morning to impress on authorities to get their issues addressed. Cladded in black and red apparel, the protesters held placards with inscriptions such as "Anlogasissechi Bridge has claimed countless lives. Fix it. Fix our roads. Our children do not go to school during the rainy season," among others. Although construction works have commenced on the bridge, the concerned youth of Oforikrom wants authorities to expedite work to ensure its completion before the rainy season. Jerry James Suka is the convener of the group.
The concerned youth of Oforikrom protested against the municipal authorities over the broken pedestrian bridge linking Aranga to Citi, suburbs of Oforikrom. Residents in the two communities made several calls to the municipal authorities to fix the bridge, but all to no avail. Ladies and gentlemen, residents mobilized themselves and constructed a temporary wooden bridge to link the two communities. The bridge would collapse anytime there is a heavy downpour. The poor nature of the temporary bridge, constructed by residents of the two communities, poses danger to the lives of pedestrians, especially school children, has even claimed, in fact, it has claimed countless school children's lives. The most notable one is the recent one, which occurred, I think, 2 years ago. All what we could see was the hands of, in fact, an old woman screaming, "Munyimio, Munyimio," and there was no one, absolutely no one to rescue this woman. The poor nature of the temporary bridge constructed by residents of the two communities poses danger to the life of pedestrians. Ladies and gentlemen, after a series of social media protests, we woke up to see concrete pillars erected for the construction of the bridge. This has come as a relief to the people. However, we expected the contractor to excavate the ground before erecting the pillars, but this was not done. We are afraid. We are extremely frightened. When the bridge is constructed, it will be a death trap and it will continue to pose danger to our lives. We urge the contractor to do a very good job, in fact, a decent one, and speed up before the rains set in.
Jerry James Suka also outlined some major concerns they want authorities to address within the Oforikrom municipality.
Ladies and gentlemen, one other issue of our grave concern is the poor and dilapidated road network in the municipal. Please, permit us to mention a few. Susan So Ahensan Estate Road, Anraga Akosieku Alafia Road. We also wish to bring to the attention of the MP and MCE about a river at Chumdiase, Difun Cancer area. Ladies and gentlemen, where is the contractor working on the Anraga Bomso Bridge to ease traffic? The contractor has abandoned the project and has vacated the site with his equipment. No wonder our member of parliament was ranked 273rd in terms of performance. Such an abysmal performance. This is an MP whose road to his residence is untarred. An MP who is not visible in the constituency. We need a better representation in parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, Oforikrom deserves better. We need to have our fair share of the national cake. Honorable MP, Honorable MC, fix our bridges, fix our roads, fix our traffic lights, complete our projects, fix our street lights, stop the intimidations. We are tired. We need development. Oforikrom deserves better.
What a bridge.
You know, so all I gather from this is I think our leaders need to listen to us more.
Yeah.
And this posture that suggests that, well, if they get tired of talking, they will stop. Must stop.
Yeah.
Because really, if we have 700,000 euros
Yeah.
to go
fix a
repair planes for anti-Galamsey fight, quite honestly, I think that we should be taking this money, diverting this money to things like this, you know, because things that are claiming lives.
By
and
the way,
for
let
me
me just comment that we do not need a plane to fight Galamsey. It's ridiculous, actually. Now, let me not say that it's not necessarily that the strategy that is being used, whatever the plans are for the plane, I don't necessarily know and understand, so that's fine. And if you have a plan that, you know, and the reason why you want to repair the plane to go and use it is great. If it's a good plan, let's see what that plan is. But my point is, we've seen people's river bodies being sorted out without investment of money. So I don't understand why there's an insistence on always trying to spend money, always trying to spend money when we should be cutting back on expenditure. Everything in this country, everything has to be about spending money. And then the areas where we need to spend money, like Oforikrom, to fix a bridge, for months, years, things will be left undone. People will be losing lives. I don't understand our thought process.
And I'm with you on this because sometimes I ask myself, what are our priorities? You know, when we get, so Ghana as a nation, okay, Ghana as a nation, what are our priorities? Because quite honestly, it looks like we've cast our net so wide, scratching the surface of every sector. So education is there, health is there, infrastructure, this, that, you know. So we don't have a plan to say that, okay, so for the next maybe 2 years, we are looking at health. We are making sure that every Agenda 111, what has happened to it?
Yeah, and you see, and for me, it's the gargantuan promises that we make that is problematic. Because let's say that there are 5 sectors, let's say that there are 10 sectors, let's say there are 15, 20 sectors. For me, that's not the issue. My issue is, if it's the health sector that we are focusing on, let's do 10 great projects instead of promising 111 projects that we don't see what happens to any of them. And then it's just talk. And then in the middle of not completing these 111, which I hear we are working on about 20 to 30 of them or something like that. Okay, but we've promised, right? In the middle of that, then another fantastic, highfalutin project will show up. And that one too, we won't see the conclusion of it. I don't understand this. What are we doing to ourselves? Let's take it in bite sizes. Something that we can bite comfortably and chew properly. Anyway, James Suka has joined us.
Yes, he is the convener of the Oforikrom, the concerned youth of Oforikrom. Thank you very much for your time, Jerry. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you so much.
Right, so how long has the bridge been in this condition?
We have been in this condition for, in fact, since time immemorial. And I don't know if you quite remember, barely 2 years ago, there was a death on this particular bridge. I think it is one of the numerous deaths which has occurred on this bridge. And let me say that barely 2 years ago, you know, death was the popular one. All what we heard was, you know, the voice of an old woman screaming that Monjimio, and before we realized the woman was washed away by the river.
Wow.
And in fact, first and foremost, let me thank the good people of Oforikrom constituency and then the opinion leaders who were part of this demonstration. In fact, this bridge, we've been calling on the municipal chief executive. We've been calling on the member of parliament for the past 20 to 22 years. We have not heard anything from them. Before Christmas last year, we staged a social media demonstration calling on the government, calling on the government representative at the constituency, at the municipal, to take immediate steps because very soon we will be heading towards the rainy season. After the social media demonstration, they proceeded to erect some thin pillars in the river to serve as a decoy that they were going to do the bridge. But we realized that if we should sit idle without doing something about it, they will construct a temporary bridge which will not even last for 2 years or 3 years. What we are telling the member of parliament and then the MCE is that we need a bridge that will last for 100, 150, 200 years and over, because it is a death trap. And the most worrisome part of this whole issue is that we have crèche, kindergarten schools around this bridge. Imagine when it rains and there is flooding, the parent has to carry their children at their back before they can cross this river. Most people are dying.
Now, Jerry, what has been the response from the MCE and your MP, especially the MCE? What are they telling you?
Just as I said, when we started the social media demonstration, they've come to the site and we've seen them erect some sling or thin pillars in the river.
Yes, but beyond that, what is it? Are they giving you timelines? Are they telling you that, for instance, there's no money, that's why we are not continuing?
They've not told us anything. They are only giving us promises that we will construct the bridge. We will be done with the construction in the next 3 months. We will be done with the construction in the next 1 year. Every time they are giving us promises. So it is as a result of this. That is why the concerned youth has also awakened that we are not going to sit idle and then watch them. If it must be done, it must be done. Well, my sister, we are suffering. Are we not part of Ghanaians? Can't we have a fair share of the national cake? It is our inalienable right to demonstrate, to protest against this government. If anything is not going on well, in fact, we pay e-levy. There are Herculean taxes which have been imposed on our necks. We are suffering. Can't we have a fair share of the national cake?
Jerry, who is your MP? Is it Honorable Emmanuel Mafo?
Yes, please.
Right. So what is he also saying? I mean, as your leader, as your rep, what exactly has he been also talking to you about?
Honorable Emmanuel Mafo, I've always been saying this. He's one of the MPs who are, I don't know if I should say, he's mumu in parliament. He doesn't speak.
That's not a fair statement to make. That's not fair.
My sister, I will send you a video of a road leading to Honorable Imam Mafo's residence. I will send you a video of the road. It is the road links at Apiedu and Mena Kokobeng. When it comes to Oforikrom constituency, we have a community called Mena Buedi Apiedu Kokobeng. That is the road leading to the MP's residence. Come and see the state of that particular road. In fact, there have been so many accidents which have been recorded on that same road, which is the road leading to the MP's residence. So in fact, everything tells that he's not ready.
So, James?
He's not ready to listen to us. He knows what is going on in the constituency. It is so worrisome that since 2004, since the creation of Oforikrom constituency in 2004, all the MPs are MPP MPs. 2004 was Honorable Elizabeth Ajamai. 2008 was Honorable Elizabeth Ajamai. 2012 was Honorable Elizabeth Ajamai. 2016, Dr. Emmanuel Mafo. 2020, Dr. Emmanuel Mafo. But as our people, if they have had developments tantamount, in fact, in relation to the vote that we have always been awarding to the MPP, we have an MC coming from their side. But what are they doing for the constituency? Enough is enough. And this is going to be, in fact, one of the least of the numerous demonstrations.
Jerry James,
get prepared for us. We are going to have numerous demonstrations this year and then next year.
Jerry James,
I'm listening.
Who's your MCE?
Honorable Abraham Entry.
Okay. Now, your MCE, have you spoken to him, and what has he said regarding the current situation?
The MCE keeps promising us as usual. He keeps giving us timeline.
When you say he keeps promising, just enumerate some of the practical experiences you've had with him and what he said.
This morning, I've spoken with him on, in fact, 3 different TV stations.
Okay.
And what he's saying is that we should give him 3 months.
Okay.
And 3 months, the project will be completed.
Okay.
As we speak, the contractor is not even on the site. Come to the site and see if there is something that signifies the construction of a particular bridge. The community have not even been engaged. We don't know if they are constructing a foot bridge, vehicle bridge, whatever. We have no idea. They have just come to erect pillars. No one has been engaged. The gutter has not been, the river has not been even dredged. Yeah. In fact, what we are saying is that we don't want a 2 years or 3 years bridge. That is what they want to do. I don't know if it is because of inadequacy of funds. We don't want a temporary bridge. If it must be done, it must be done well. We are serving a warning to them. Do you know what happened during the demonstration?
Talk to us.
They organized a group of people, their own MPP people, to distract us. If it wasn't the intervention of the Ghana police, it would have been a very serious clash between the demonstrators and then the MPP task, which was superintended by the MC. The MC is aware. The member of parliament is aware.
No,
he organized those people to come and have a clash with the demonstrators.
No, okay, let's deviate from that, because that's not necessarily our focus this morning in terms of what happened during the demonstration. We're more interested in trying to get solutions for the people of Oforikrom. Okay, so what's your next move?
Pardon?
What's your next move?
We have done what is, constitutionally mandated to us. As I said, as you all know, it is our inalienable right to demonstrate, and we are waiting patiently for the government, for the swift intervention of the government, the central government. And if anything is not done, when we get to the British across the river, there are so many things that we are doing, which will be displayed very soon.
All right, Mr. Suka, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. We've been speaking with Jerry James Suka, who's the convener of the Concerned Youth of Oforikrom. Now we have the MCE joining us, Mr. Honorable Abraham Entry. Mr. MC, good morning. All right, okay. So, yes, we'll be joined by the MCE shortly.
Look, David, I can understand why Jerry is in that mood this morning. Now, if you have lived in a community like that, you know, you would appreciate what he's talking about. And the sad thing is, most of our leaders come from these backgrounds. They get to a comfortable place, for want of a better word, and they forget about the people they join fighting, you know, other people, other leaders to bring development to their areas. So you ask yourself, really, is it an issue of now four hands are better, four legs are better, you know, than other. I mean, we really need to do so much and show that empathy, because we all see it. We all have been there before. Have you sat down to think about the family members of the woman who died? And you see your mother, your grandmother, your auntie, you know, being washed away, and you stand at the bank of I mean, whatever it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. You are just watching the person scream, the person shout, save me, help me, and there's nothing you can do. So you are just standing there watching. And this is something that could have been prevented. We don't really have to go through this. So you ask yourself, have you?
And you know, she is not the only person who's lost their life.
No.
Apparently, this bridge has claimed a lot of lives in the last 20, 25 years.
No, I think we should have maybe a month, a week that leaders will not be driving their V8s. Okay, leaders should just use public transport. They should just use their other saloon cars and experience how it is like moving on pothole-ridden roads. Because trust me, when you're in the V8, you don't feel anything. Look, if you sit in V8, when your car hits a pothole, it's built for those kind of roads, you know, so it cushions you, so it doesn't really give you the exact picture of what the situation is like. I think that we should allow, you know, one day when they go to Parliament and when they go to their offices as ministers and deputies and all that, we should just let them walk around, you know, walk in town, go and walk through Nima, go and walk through Awoshi, those in Kumasi, go and use the Oforikrom bridge and see how you can even navigate your way through. Look, you see people walking and it's like they're magicians. You are moving and you are calculating. I use the Dodowa Road often. Look, sometimes you get to a certain portion and you have to pause more and strategize which part of the bad road you are using. Because wherever you pass, it is that terrible.
No, I recently drove back, I drove to Odumase and back using the Dodowa Road. And look, in the middle of that night, so we left Accra at 10 p.m., right, heading out. Because I left at that time because I didn't want to deal with the Adenta traffic, right? So in the middle of that night, first of all, it's all pitch black, right? Your lights through only so far. And so you can't anticipate, if you're moving at 75, 80 kilometers per hour, you can't anticipate beyond a certain distance.
Now you can't even move that fast on that road. You cannot.
So what happens is that you decide that you see, come what may, we are passing through. There's no anticipation. Then when we were returning during the day. So that one, you can now see the thing. So you are now gauged. So as you are going, you are deciding, okay, so I can see 3 or 4 different potholes within close proximity. Which one is easier? Will I pass through?
I know. Which one is ridiculous. No, look, I've used that road during the rainy season. And David, the entire stretch was flooded.
Wow.
The entire stretch. And look at the schools in that area. Okay? Look at people who live in that area. Why are we subjecting ourselves? Look, elsewhere, when you say the places are developed and the places that you would love to pay thousands of USD to go just to have a vacation, it is because basic things like road, like access to potable water, like electricity, like health have been sorted out. Look, you don't need to be a rich man to access health. You don't need to be a rich man to have good roads to your house. This is the basic you can do for the people. We are not saying that give us food to eat.
And I want to say that from they've been sorted out because they were prioritized.
That is my issue.
That's the issue.
Something that the whole country can benefit.
Your expenditure is an indication of your priority. Where you spend your money is an indication of your priority. Let me quote a scripture. The scripture says that where your treasure is,
there your heart is.
that's
also
where your heart is. In other words, where you spend your money shows us what you are really thinking about.
Of course.
Yeah, the one that is important to you shows us. So if you are spending, if we see that your money is going in a certain direction, that's what you think is important.
Of course. Now look at the way people lobby when there's a new government. The way people are calling on people for positions and for appointments. Look at the way people are jumping over each other just to make sure that they win their primaries, just to make sure that they become the MPs. Really, and it's all because that position is very attractive money-wise, because you get in there and you are given a driver, your DSTV is being paid. I mean, you're given a vehicle, you're given rent allowance, you're given that. So why won't people kill? Why won't people engage in fraudulent means to get to that position? Why won't people spend their life savings to get to that position? Because they know that if I'm able to get there, I'm going to make 100-fold more. You understand? Why do we even have to have that mentality? Why should people think that if you are in government, I mean, it means you are going to cash in? Why should people go to church and be praising God that, oh, me too, I've made it there, because now my breakthrough has come? You get it. And so the family problem is now going to be a thing of the past.
God has delivered us from poverty.
Look, there are leaders who are seriously working for their people, no two ways about that. There are those who are there are leaders who are not rich in this country because they understand their duty, they understand the calling and the assignment, and so they are doing the needful. But there are others too who are just cashing in, and this is extremely terrible. It's very unfortunate, because for me, I think that there are basic things that we can all, when we ask of the national cake, it doesn't mean that the IMF money that is coming, or give everybody some thousand out of it, or give them a bit of money or something. But all we are saying is construct the roads. Let's just make sure that we will not have issues, you know, because if the roads are good, I can save on my spare parts. I can save on maintenance stuff. There's so much you can do. You get it?
Yeah. So we have Honorable Ibrahim Entry joining us on the line. Is the MCE for Oforikrom. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
I'm grateful, sir.
All right. So the bridge that we are speaking of in Oforikrom has been in this state of disrepair for a very long time. Do you have any idea how long it's been in this condition?
Yes. In fact, it's my first year in the seat as the MCE here. That notwithstanding, I am a resident of this community, so I am aware of the condition of these society bridge for a very long time. Okay.
No, the question I'm asking is, do you have an idea of the time frame, how long it's been in this condition for?
Yes. It's been in this condition for a very long time.
So what, 20 years, 30 years? I mean...
No, I can't be...
You can't... Okay, all right.
It's been in this condition for a very long time. In fact, it used to be a wooden footbridge.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, may her soul rest in peace. Last year, during the heavy rains, a woman lost her life during the rains, and we went to visit and promised the assembly was going to pick it up. Okay. And this year, as I speak to you now, we have contractors on site working on it.
But I understand that even though pillars have been erected, there are no contractors currently on site. Is that the case?
I am sure you have reported. In fact, I have some of your colleagues in Kumasi. When I am done, if you can let them come by, and I will match them straight to the site. It's closer to our assembly, some 5 minutes drive from our assembly. I will take them to the site. They will take pictures of the project and contractors on site, and they will send them to you.
All right. What kind of bridge are you building?
It is a footbridge, a steel footbridge. Let me say that the distance from social inside the bank data center, it's 500 meters, 500-600 meters. And as I speak to you, there are 3 major bridges on that stretch. The first one is around the Bomso MAC, which links Bomso and Oforikrom, the Gary factory. Okay. As I speak to you, we've completed the full bridge, a motorable bridge there, yet to be commissioned.
Okay.
It's completed.
Okay.
The next one is the Citi Bridge, which I said used to be a wooden footbridge, and which the assembly is replacing with a steel footbridge.
This is the Susanso one.
The Citi one.
Okay.
The Citi.
Okay.
Which used to be a wooden footbridge, and for which we are replacing with a steel footbridge, which is also under construction. Okay. The third one is the Bank of Ghana data area, which links Ahimsan and the Asokwa Road. Okay. That one is also being constructed. It's also a huge one which will be open to motor. So these three bridges have all seen some action in the last 1 year. And as I said, one is complete, the other two currently under construction. Sir.
Honorable, now if you can give us more details, the one that is completed, when is it going to be commissioned?
That one I am waiting for the Ministry of Roads. In fact, I spoke to the consultant on the Friday. They are yet to hand over to the Ministry of Roads. When that is done, then the Ministry will hand over to us. Friday, and he said he was going to engage people for them to organize their handing over to the Ministry of Roads, after which the Ministry may also hand over to us.
Now, when was it completed?
Around November, December, I should say. Around November, December.
Now, yes. At what stage would you say the ones that are under construction have reached? On a scale of 100, would you say you are...
The one at the Bank of Ghana area, I will say 60-70% at the Bank of Ghana area. And the one that we are doing now, the footbridge, and the contractor says we will complete in 2 months. You know, when the rain starts, the erosion there and the water that moves there is so huge. If you don't take advantage of the dry season and you allow the rains to come, you will suffer in construction.
Is the contractor on site now?
He is on site now. As I said, party and some of your reporters are in Tomato.
Yes.
Get them to my place there. I will get them to the place. They will take pictures and send them to you.
Very well, Honorable. So what would you describe the protest from the concerned youth of Oforikrom? I mean, how would you describe their protest? Is it justified?
For me, I say that even if I walk by the roadside and see a paper on the floor raising issues about development issues in Oforikrom, I'll take it as part of my development effort. However, if you want to demonstrate, don't hide behind concerned citizens of Oforikrom when indeed an application made to the divisional command for permit to demonstrate was made by the NDC communication office in Oforikrom. They did the permit, acquired the permit, and went ahead to demonstrate. It's an NDC demonstration. I don't have a problem with it because I said even if I found a piece of paper on the floor, I would take it as part of my development efforts. But let's say that the NDC demonstrated and to register their displeasure about development in Oforikrom. It's fair. We'll take it up and work on it. But for them to present the whole issue as emanating from some concerned group of Oforikrom, it's unfair.
But Honorable,
I am told by the divisional command some maximum 35 people came to march. But that is not a problem. Even if it was one person holding a placard, for me, I will take it and then include it in my development agenda. But let them not hide behind a certain word called concern youth, when indeed it's an NDC demonstration.
But Honorable, NDC young people can also call themselves concerned youth. I don't think that the name should be a problem.
I agree, but I am saying the application made to the divisional office, I can send you a copy when I am done. The application made to the divisional office for permit emanated from NDC Oforikrom communication.
Very well.
There's no problem about
exactly.
that.
Very well. Yeah. So our concern is the issues that are being raised. It doesn't really matter who is raising these issues.
I agree with you.
Very well. So can we say that before the rains come, all these bridges will be done, commissioned, and open to public?
In the case of the Citi one, I can assure you within the next 1 month it will be done. But in the case of the Bank of Ghana area, it's a huge project and being supervised by the urban roads. That one I cannot conclude in terms of timeline. But this one, the Citi footbridge, is an assembly-initiated project, and we have the contract documents and contract timeline. So that one I can confidently tell you within the next 1 month, it will be done and handed over for use by the community.
Very well, Honorable Entry. So we'll get our men in Kumasi to come see the level of work done.
I am on standby. I'm waiting for them, please.
Right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
I'm grateful.
Okay. So that is it. Yeah, the MC has also spoken. So I think for now, we'll just go inspect the progress of work so far. And really, if the other bridge is done, I think that people are just waiting to use it. And so from November till January, I don't know the processes, but I think whatever it is, it can really be quickened so that we can use that bridge. It can be open to the public for some kind of respite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so Sisanji, the area there is close to Amakom. It's in that area, and I just think that it looks like relief is on the way. You know, like the MC said, it's something that there are 3 major works that are going on in that community. So it's not just a one-off something in a one small area, and it looks as though and I'm a bit of I find it interesting how he said I've been in the office for a year. You know, basically to say that I've not been sleeping. You know, we've got all these 3 projects going on, even as I've been in office for a year. I think it's very easy to critique a problem if you don't have the full picture. So for me, I'm looking forward to the next 1 month, 2 months, getting an update.
Yes.
You know, and then if we have progress on the Bank of Ghana one he was talking about, and then the completion of this particular one, the footbridge, then it's all good news, you know, at the end of the day. And I hope they also dredge that particular river there. That river looks nasty.
And I think one important thing is when issues like this come, let's try as much as possible to leave political,
I think so.
You know,
I agree.
colors and connections out of it. For me, I think he was doing fantastic, you know, with the submission until it came in that, it was a group of NDC people. Because really, whatever it is, and that is what you should know, that you have people who do not really agree with you on certain things, you know, and so by all means, they have a pen and paper taking, marking your progress. And so, I mean, let's speak to the issues, you know, and like you rightly said, it doesn't matter if they are NPP people, if they are NDC people, whether they are 35 people or even one person, you know, it is worth
if it's a problem, then it's a problem.
Solving.
You still got to solve
it. So I think that moving on, we should, sometimes just even don't mention it. You know, let's not glorify this kind of thing, because the moment we come in with NPP, NDC, then we begin to sway away from the main things we are talking about.
I think he probably weighed into that a little bit because the convener also sort of went in a bit in that direction when he said
but
this.
You engage the convener.
So
you
that's the
are
issue.
The leader,
you are the leader.
So I was happy he said that work is ongoing. People can get their facts wrong. People can misconstrue things. But you say work is in progress. I'm available for your cameras to come. I will take you on an inspection. That is where we should go. As for the others, let's leave it. I mean.
So I think that our team on the ground can go and do the verification. Let's bring an update to this story. Let's look at the 3 projects in totality. I think that's what we need to do. Let's look at the 3 projects and appreciate. Let the MC take you around. Take a look at the projects. Sure, this one has been completed. This one is, you said what, 60%, 60, 70%, the Bank of Ghana one. And then this one has also begun, you know, but this one, because it's only a footbridge, they are looking to finish it much quicker than even the one that has made about 60% progress. So,
exactly. I mean, photo no lie. So
exactly.
you show us, and then we make what we want to do with the protest and all the other concerns that have been raised. You know, so.
But it's important again to agitate for what is rightly yours, right? And all of us in this country deserve to have at least some decent living, you know, and decent existence. Well, we'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. Now, before we went on the break, we're talking about a protest that happened on Saturday in Oforikrom, and this was as a result of Concerns raised by some young people in the area regarding their bridge. I mean, this is a bridge that is causing them a lot of discomfort. And so they are calling on their MCE and their MP to rise up to the task and do something about this. Now we've been joined by the MP for the area, Dr. Emmanuel Marfo. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your time this morning. Right, so we are waiting to get Honorable on the line, but we've spoken to the convener of the protest, Jerry James Suka, and also to the MCE of the area, Abraham Kwame Entry. Now, according to the young people, according to the convener we spoke to, nothing really has been done. Now, latter part of last year, we had the bridge claiming the life of an elderly woman, and to them, they can no longer sit down for the unexpected to happen. Now, the MCE is telling us that work is in progress. What the concerned youth are raising may not necessarily be the case, because it's not entirely an abandoned project that they are trying to throw dust into their eyes, that after their social media protest, they just mounted some pillars and went back to sleep. According to the MCE, that is not the situation at all. And so, yes, we will take our cameras there and inspect progress made on these works so far. Now we have the Honorable Emmanuel Marfo on the line. Thank you very much, Doctor, and welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, I want to believe that you follow the conversation and you also know about the protest that happened on Saturday in Oforikrom by the concerned youth of the area. What do you make of all this, and especially the concerns they are raising regarding the bridge?
Well, thank you very much, Frima. First of all, let me put the conversation in a proper context. Those people who demonstrated are a group of young people who belong to the NDC. I want to make that very clear because it is important for the context of the discussion.
Very well. Now, Honorable, before you proceed, can you also confirm that these young NDC people are also residents of Oforikrom?
That they are residents. Yes, I know few of them who are residents. Of course, I can't know. Okay. But I know that the convener is the constituency communication officer of the NDC.
Very well.
Now, but that notwithstanding, the substantive issue of the bridge, we need to also put it in context.
Right.
That 5 years ago, before I became an MP, all the 3 bridges crossing the Citi River were collapsed.
Okay.
Just before we came to power. And we decided to tackle those bridges. So I'm on record to have invited the Minister for Roads on a parliamentary question time about the bridge. As I speak to you, all the 3 bridges crossing the river have been given out for contract, and work is progressing.
Okay.
One, the Motrabo Bridge, it's under construction, 80% complete. You can verify. 2, there is another bridge being financed by Bank of Ghana, and I can show you letters that I wrote to Bank of Ghana and the lobbying that I did to get that project going. And that is also about 80% complete.
Okay.
The 3rd bridge, which is the footbridge, that they said that we went back to it because of social media advocacy. That is not true. As far back as last year, under the 1 million one constituency, the IPEP program, we had earmarked that footbridge for construction. Unfortunately, when we went to site, the design of 40-feet footbridge could not be appropriate because they have the whole banks of the river had been filled with rubbish. They've used that as a dumping site. So if you excavate, you don't get the natural soil to be able to pillar the concrete works for the project. So we had to go back and do a redesign. Fortunately, the assembly did a redesign, and about a month ago, we handed the site over to the contractor and cautioned the contractor that we want the project complete before the rains, the next rainy season will commence.
Yeah.
And as I speak with you, you go to the site, the contractor is on site working. So when these guys who call themselves concerned youth even wanted the permit to do the demonstration, the police command went with them to the site. And the police officers even told them, why do you think there's a need for demonstration when there's a project that we have come and there's a contractor busy on the site working? Now they have changed the discourse, saying that, well, they know work is progressing, but they suspect that the work will be abandoned. I mean, long and short is that they have no basis for the so-called demonstration they are doing, because all the projects, and one community out of 22 communities, only one of you have 3 bridges being constructed at a go. I mean, if all the other 21 communities maybe had one project, they would be thankful. So instead of the people, but you see, no wonder the demonstration was not successful, because if you look at Anglo-Ga population and you look at the people who are interested and are happy about the project, the ongoing projects, compared to the about 50 people, NDC activists who said that they are concerned. I mean, if you compare the population and the numbers, it tells you that people are not really supporting what they are doing.
Right. Now, Honorable.
So the important thing is that the work, all the bridges are being constructed.
Okay.
And we are going to finish it within the 3 months that we gave to the contractor. We hope that nothing untoward happens and that nothing impedes their work, so that they can complete the work for the good people of Anglo-Ga. For me, that's the most important thing.
No, I agree with you. Now, Honorable, can you confirm or deny that one of these bridges has been completed and waiting commissioning?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say fully completed, but if you talk about completion in terms of the bridge, the usability, maybe yes. But there are ancillary works, there are auxiliary works that need to be done. For example, the Motrabo bridge is completed as far as the bridge itself is concerned. But we need to apply bitumen to construct the adjoining roads to the bridge, so that it becomes a complete work. I think that is what is remaining. I know that the Bank of Ghana one, the roads are done, and I think it's about 80% complete. But for the Motrabo bridge, I mean, if you take the road side of it, the bridge itself, I would say, is ready for how do you call it? It's almost ready.
Right. Now, Honorable, do we have enough funds? Do we have secured funds to say that now that we have contractors on site, we are not going to have them abandon the project halfway because funds are not available? Can we say that we have enough to make sure that contractors are on site from start to finish before the rain starts?
For the footbridge, the project is being financed through IGF of the Assembly. Okay. And every government project, you cannot be 100% sure unless the funds have been ring-fenced. Yeah. Once you have not ring-fenced the funds and you are dependent on inflows, one will be cautious to say that it is 100% certain that. But once we are determined, especially the footbridge, which we know school children need to use to cross over to school, and they're giving the social importance of that one, we are all determined that we will make sure that every fund will be mobilized to complete. And the contractor has accepted the terms of the contract and has assured us that within the 3 months she will complete it. And I mean, we can trust her words because she has done it before in another community. That's the time that we gave her. She delivered the project even a month before the contract date. And if you go to the site today and you look at the progress since we handed the site to her, and you look at the amount of the pillars she has erected, and the metal works going on the site, I have no doubt that within probably a month I will not be surprised that she will deliver, on the project.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Mafo, MP for Oforikrom. We'll come back to you as and when necessary for updates on these bridges. You're still watching.
I appreciate your call.
Very well. David, so that is it. And I am happy with the explanations that we are getting from the MCE.
I think we've gotten a fair
picture of
what's going
holistic
on.
situation.
Yes. And like you said, I mean, I particularly appreciate the responses from both the MCE as well as the MP. And we'll hold you to your words. Definitely not beyond 3 months. We will check in to find out what's going on with that bridge.
So in January, it means February,
by
March,
end of April, latest.
So in Easter.
Latest by end of April, we'll check in to find out what's happened with those promises made. Yeah. And,
but I think ahead of that, we can also go inspect progress of work.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was a promise we made to the MCE.
Yes.
And we will keep it.
We will keep it. Absolutely.